And on we go with more first-round matches here at the UK Open, and this is the state of play across 8 boards here in Minehead. Young Keen Barry currently 2-1 down against the St Allen Tavern. And even younger, you see down there on board 8, Alfie Thompson, 16 years of age. Riley's qualifier from Norwich, 5-0 down as things stand. But wow, he's done so well to get here. What else do we have in store here in Minehead? On stage is Damon Heta and Scott Waits, that man there. And to talk us through this match, Stuart Pike and Mark Webster.
Yes, thanks, Jackie. 3 days in madness and mayhem. We love the UK Open, and we'll keep you right across what's happening on all the other boards. Scott Waits winning a tour card, 2-year tour card back in January, as did Damon Heta. Real story behind Damon Heta, who's given up his life at home back in Australia to come and give darts a real go on the PDC Tour, certainly for the next 2 years. First to 6, winner to play Gert Netjes in the second round, and I suppose luck of the draw, because really, Mark, you would have expected players of the quality of Waits and Heta to do certainly really well on this opening day. One will be on their way home.
Game on.
Heta basing himself in the Midlands. Of course, Scott Waits, the Yorkshireman.
Yeah, definitely a tough draw for both players. You said Damon Heta shown that dedication to relocate himself in the UK, and he's got that tour card in Wigan in the mid-January, and he's been putting himself about. Actually, he won an Open up in Chesterfield, and on the same weekend he travelled to my part of the country up to Anglesey and won an Open up there. So he's putting the match practice in, his Damon Heta, and he wants to make the impact. He's made that commitment, and he's got a big test here this afternoon.
I mean, fair play to him. He's given it a real go. He was the outstanding player on the Australian tour in 2019 by a long, long way, and sort of culminating in that historic, in many ways, win in Brisbane last August.
36.
And as an Australian qualifier, he won the prestigious Brisbane Darts Masters on the World Series Tour, beating Rob Cross in a deciding leg in the final. I think that weekend really persuading Heta that it was worth giving it a real go, and you know, fair play. At 32 years of age, he has moved lock, stock and barrel. He's won a tour card, and he is giving it a real go.
140.
Yes, and that win as well
67.
Gave him the finances as well to relocate over here, and it's a big commitment to make, Stu. I'm not sure if the main tour was based over in Australia, I could go over there and play. So you've got to credit these guys. Kyle Anderson's done it as well, Simon Whitlock in the past. It's a big decision to make, but the rewards are there for these players.
A good opening leg from the Aussie, leaving double 14 after 12, but back-to-back 140s from Scott Waits.
28.
Putting a little bit of pressure on the 32-year-old from Perth.
So Waits waiting on 85. This is awkward now, down for double 7 for Heta.
21.
And there's the chance for Scott Waits.
85.
Should get minimum 1 dart at the bullseye. May use treble 19, or treble 15, treble 9. So the double 14 eluded Heta. Same place for Waits, but he converts a double 7, and what was looking like a comfortable leg for Damon Heta. Few missed darts at a double, and Scott Waits punishes for an immediate breaker throw.
Yeah, and in this short format, that is absolutely crucial. 3 missed darts from Heta. Scott Waits, of course, won the leg side twice in 20. The great Grand Slam finals, but I just wonder, you know, whether he's 3 or 4 years too late in switching to the PDC. Whether, you know, obviously it's his decision, and he made the choice that 2020 was the year, but perhaps after winning that second Lakeside, may have been the right time for Scott Waits to come over.
Yeah, and only Scott's got the answer. I mean, yeah, I'm with you, Stu. I think he should have made the switch a few years back, but he always says he was just happy playing darts. I think that's the key, isn't it? It's not for everyone, and he's took his time with the decision, and yeah, he's made the impact. He tried Q School last year, couldn't get his tour card, and he left it pretty late this year. He defeated Keane Barry, whitewashed Keane Barry in the deciding match to get his tour card in January.
97.
So Scott Waite's now hoping to make an impact on the PDC circuit.
When you came over, was it a difficult decision, or were you going to switch whether or not you won that World Championship at the Lakeside?
Yeah, I decided really early. I think, I mean, in the November time, I knew what I was doing. I had a chat with my current manager now, which, you know, I knew what I was going to do. I went to Lakeside, and yeah, I was ready, and I just thought the time was right for me, and obviously the time was right for Scott this year. It's not for everyone, but
player, he'll only get better as well, you know, Damon Heta. Really impressed with him in the World Series. There's one thing I've noticed, just a little thing for Damon Heta. I think he's noticeably quickened up.
94. Damon, you require 84.
The 2 or 3 months that he's been with the PDC, just seems to be throwing a touch quicker. Can he break straight back? Well, that's going to make it even more difficult.
Yeah, that's careless, because now he needs another treble. He's with the 20, he's got the 14 bull option, so he has tidy reps of double 11.
It's a really good dart, aggressive dart at the treble 19. Well done. That's a brilliant finish, following up the 180 with that, especially after hitting the single 5 with his first dart. That's the measure of the player that Damon Heta has become, and he will only get better.
And what it does, Stuart, hurts your opponent as well, because Scott Waite had been looking at that 5 thinking, here we are, he's not going to get a dart, but he just refocused, and like you said, Stuart, it was an aggressive dart at the treble 19.
Yeah, just unlucky, wasn't it? You could see it cannon into the flight.
96.
You and I'd suit those wigs, Webby.
I could do with one, to be fair.
Good darts again from Heta.
140.
Yeah, he's getting himself into the Pro Tour. It's really, really difficult, you know, just to come over here and click straight away. He's reached the last 32.
140.
Heta also qualified for the first Euro Tour event of the year. Won a game and then was beaten by Rob Cross at the Belgian Darts Masters. But you just get the feeling that I always thought that there's something about him. There's something that, you know, over the next few years that we'll see a lot more of. You may remember, talking about Australians coming over from, as I say, from the old days at the Grand Slam on ITV Sport. You remember the Australian Pato Reel, who qualified for the Grand Slam, came over and gave it a real go for a year or so, and based himself in Wolverhampton. Didn't quite work out, but you know, at least he came and tried.
Yeah, had some very colourful shirts, did Pat O'Reilly. More low-key with Damon Heta, but I've been impressed with Damon here. He was missed doubles in the first leg, put the disappointment behind him, hits the big 5 on the combination, refocuses, puts it behind him. He did it again in this leg. He had that bounce out, but just comes back with a big score after. So he's just focused on the job.
You require 86.
Well, decent numbers from both of them, averaging around 100. Quality. Again, that's a brilliant dart. Crucial dart for the Aussie.
Big dart from Damon Heta, and we see the emotion that's on the last 2 legs. He's hit the double with last dart in hand, with Scott Waite waiting on double top, and consolidates that break back to lead.
94.
High quality affair so far.
I was asked earlier in the week one player who I thought might emerge from the first round and go quite a distance in this, so Damon Heta was my pick, so that would probably put the curse on
60.
him, but I think he has the game, certainly, and he has the ability and the mental strength as well. But to say, decent numbers from both of them in these opening 3 or 4 legs.
59.
we also know that Scott Waits, you know, has the game. But can he produce it consistently?
And there's confirmation of what high quality affair it is. Both 90 averages apiece.
140.
You said Scott Waits, two-time world champion, won a Grand Slam of darts. Maybe that was the time, Stu, when he won the Grand Slam. I think maybe
a lot of people were saying at that time. I remember. I mean, as you say, it wasn't for him. I think he wanted to win a Lakeside World Championship, and he did that. But I mean, he was at the very top of his game, possibly between 2010 and 2013 when he won his first Lakeside, came back and won it again.
And in the previous year, before winning the Grand Slam, he lost in the final to Phil Taylor. So it was a happy hunting ground over that period for Scott Waits. Wolverhampton. And he was well beaten by Phil Taylor that year. And he get registered in 2 legs, but to come back the year after and going 8-0 behind as well. The calibre of the man.
140. Scotty required 28.
Absolutely. As we said, his choice, his decision.
He's on the full flag, Scott Waits.
And he's 2-all now with Damon Heta. Really good game of darts.
Damon Heta making his debut in the UK Open. It's actually Scott Waits' second appearance. He appeared in the 2008 UK Open, losing out in the last 32 on that occasion to Ronnie Baxter.
58.
A blast from the past. What was your record like at this tournament?
Got to a quarter-final and a semi-final. Disappointing one for me when I played James Wade in a semi-final. I threw for the match on my darts, went off 180 and didn't win. And that was obviously the one that hurt. But yeah, not being a massively happy hunting ground for the UK Open, particularly in mine, I've not played my best darts.
It's a tough one to win, isn't it? As we talked about at the start, you know, it's also luck at the draw, isn't it? You know, Jackie was saying that Nathan Aspinall had a pretty good run until the semi-finals and finals last year, but you still got to win the matches.
Yeah, you can only beat who's put in front of you, and Nathan did that perfectly last year. And I think he just, when we got to that semi-final stage, the last 4 players, he was the one with more in the tank, and as it proved, and hasn't really looked back, as he's back-to-back quarterfinals in the World Championship, and he's been impressive on his Premier League debut so far, and you wouldn't put it past Nathan Aspinall defending this title.
That's what you love about this tournament, the predictability of it all. When you look back at people who've lost in the finals and you would never have thought would have got to major finals, you know, with respect, Shane Burgess, Mark Walsh, Barry Bates, Gary Mawson, Colin Osborne, of course Wes Newton and Andy Hamilton, who's back. 100. Good to see the Hammer back on the PDC Tour. Runner-up in the UK Open, Andy Hamilton is about to start his first game over on board 2 against Patrick Linsky. But good to see Hamilton back. He could easily, once he had that slippery slide, have packed up. But he showed a steely determination, Hamilton.
He was never going to go away, Andy, was he? He's a determined, aggressive player, and he played on the BDO circuit for a couple of years, qualified for the World Championships, and had a bit of success over there, and he said he found his love for the game again. It's good to see him back at the UK Open.
Well, he's missed the 16. Damon Heta before missed the 18s.
45.
Well, he's taken out 2 important 80-odd finishes to win his 2 legs so far, Heta. Needs to take this out.
Both of them were when Scott Waits was waiting on tops. Will it strike for a 3rd time? It's not going to. Scott Waits has carved open the opportunity of another break. Tops to Waits. Switching to double 10 now, just
most important dart of the match so far.
20.
What an opportunity.
Damon, you require 16.
What a let-off for Damon Heta.
Yeah, we've just seen there, Scott Waits, he gives the darts and welly into the board, see how far the point goes in. But Heta Finishes, and Scott Waits, frustrated, works so hard to carve open the opportunity, and then fluffed his lines on double top and double 10.
Don't forget, in this UK Open, the self-styled FA Cup of Darts, you have to reach the third round to pocket some prize money. It's a real scramble on this first afternoon, Friday afternoon, here at Minehead.
96.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Stu. I think this tournament sort of breaks down, doesn't it? I think the priority for the players this afternoon is get yourself into the money round, and then you want to look to the last 32 tomorrow. It does break down into sort of three little sections, the UK Open. Well, that's how I used to approach it.
Good leg. Scott Waits averaging 103 despite
96.
some crucial missed darts at double, but I wonder how important that fifth leg may prove to be. Three great chances to break the throw. Race to 11. Don't forget, coming up next on the big stage here on day one of the UK Open, Fallon Sherrock, who did brilliantly to come through O'Reilly's qualifier, takes on the young Northern Irishman Kyle McKinstry next on the main stage.
McKinstry.
Scott, you require 87.
Last couple of years has tried to get his talk on, just hasn't worked out for him, but really capable player. We've got a lot more to come from him.
Well, after those three missed darts in the last leg, Waits fires back with an 11 darter to level at 3-all. Well, we thought this potentially could be the game of the first round, or one of them, not disappointing. If you are just joining us, by the way, we've had a narrow miss already for a 9 darter on the outside board. Steve Brown missing double 12 for a 9 darter in the deciding leg of his match with Michael Barnard. And Brown cleaning up to win the decider in 11 and go through to the second round. Haven't seen a 9 darter at the UK Open since 2016. By the way, Michael van Gerwen against Rob Cross. He thinks that might change this year.
140.
Yeah, so close, Steve Brown there. But good to see him back. Went to Q-School with no real high hopes of getting a tour card. He actually didn't even play in the last day, but accumulated 1 on points.
Yeah, of course, Steve Brown, the chairman of the JDC, the Junior Darts Corporation, does great work to promote the sport, and it's becoming worldwide now, the JDC, but small acorns and all that, and it really has grown. The offshoot,
59.
Clear pathway now from JDC to development tour to challenge tour to the main tour, but kids have been given a great opportunity now through the JDC
92.
to start their darts career really early, to gain experience, and then who knows, but what an opportunity Steve Brown and his crew are giving the young boys and girls.
Scott Waits again now.
He's
Giving himself an opportunity to break, because he'll be thinking he's got 6 darts at the 170.
That's a poor setup shot. To be fair, that's probably one of the weak links for Heta in this game.
82.
Scott Waits setting up has been a lot better. Waits still averaging nigh on 104.
Yeah, Scott just rescuing that with the treble 19 on the last dart. It's a good mark of the Heta though. Surely another one in there. Bullseye for a 164. Oh, just the wrong side of the ball. What an effort.
I was going to say, he doesn't need a setup shot.
That first treble 19, you just knew the second one was going in.
Absolutely. Great dart Waits. 2 more opportunities to break for Scott Waits.
25.
Keeps knocking on the door, Scott Waits, but draw into the business end of this match, and it's more missed opportunities, and once again Damon Heta punishes.
Well, the last 2 legs that Damon Heta has thrown first, Scott Waits has had 5 darts in total to break through. Hasn't been able to.
99.
What must Scott Waits be thinking now? He's 4-3 down. He could conceivably be 5-2 up, Stu, if he converts those opportunities, throwing for the match.
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of work to do, and he needs to find that breaker throw, and he's running out of time.
Well, he's 10 points better off than Damon Heta in the averages, despite all those missed darts at double, but Heta's taken the chances.
121.
But you just feel that Heta has been scrambling throughout the whole match, hasn't he, to hold on, and yeah, so far he's done that.
$100.
He's going to be really resilient, Damon Heta here. He's had to be. Scott Waits' average still up above 102.
98.
Importantly, it's the scoreline, and it's Damon Heta who leads 4-3 and has punished missed double attempts from Scott Waits.
140.
Double 12. All.
Scott Waits deflects off the fly, but this time converts. But needs a breaker throw.
Game on.
Effectively at a best of 3 leg match now. The winner to take on Geert Nenches, young Dutchman, in the next round.
180.
The third maximum for Heta. Well, whoever loses this will go home feeling really unfortunate, because they both play really, really well. That's what we go back to talking about before, Mark. Luck of the draw, isn't it?
134.
There certainly were easier first round ties out there for both.
Yeah, of course. Scott Waits now must be even ruin those missed darts to double even more, because Damon Heta
54.
got complete control of leg 9. 6, possibly 9 darts at 187. That's okay, that's fine. Scott Waits way back in 405.
$99. Damon, you require 90.
Treble 16 for double 12.
78.
All Scott Waits can do is trying to apply some pressure, and I think he knows he's resigned to his fate in this leg.
Damon, you require 12.
Heta now to go within 1 leg of round 2. Maybe think about busting or setting up here.
Yeah, he was just thinking about busting, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely. I just wondered that. The thought came into my mind with Waits so far back, whether 4-4-4 may have been a better option.
140.
He's invited a little bit of pressure now.
Yeah.
12.
After all the missed darts at a double for Scott Waits, is Damon Heta going to return the favour? He has done. If he returns,
106.
Well, incredible. He left just 90 after 9. He's now had 18 darts, and he still needs 3.
Damon Heta was on 90 after 9. Scott Waits was on 405. But it's Scott Waits, after all those missed doubles, takes the opportunity gifted to him from Damon Heta, and Scott Waits now throws for the place in the second round.
get out of jail free card there for Damon Heta. But he had his opportunities. He had 6 of them, because he decided not to take one of them by busting his score. But it's a brilliant finish. Waits finally getting his just desserts and breaking the throw. He's averaging 100.
$135.
Chipping Damon Heta has done him no favours at all.
Certainly didn't do many favours in that leg, and it's could cost
He's only
him.
got himself to blame,
Yeah.
ultimately, hasn't he? If he can't force a decider here.
I feel after all the opportunities Scott Waite had carved out, real good opportunities, it was the tricky one of 106 that he converted.
Spot on. You've always felt throughout the game, well, it's a fact that Heta has been under pressure on his own throw.
84.
Scott Waite's maintained that level of performance throughout. There we see Damon Heta now knows he cannot leave a finish, so Scott Waite's got 6 starts at 201. That second round class again in chess. Damon Heta has chased the match throughout. He's 12 darts at doubles, but crucially,
Well, you need 2 big trebles minimum here.
yeah, he's got to get 2.
Not enough, you feel.
Scott, you require 101.
Scott Waite approaches 101. Relatively relaxed, you'd say. He's going to get a match dart.
Brilliant from Scott Waite. 101 finish. 101. Good winner. He beats the Aussie Damon Heta 6-4. And just to remind you, coming up next on the main stage, Fallon Sherrock takes on Kyle McKinstry.